Hello, welcome back to my channel. I have so many things to show you and so much to cover. We're gonna start from the top and work our way down. So this is like books that I've been reading. I'm gonna go over the books that I read in January, give a little brief how I felt, what I rated them on my Goodreads account. I'm gonna talk about the books that I want to read, hopefully before this month is over. Happy February. I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I purchased lately, like a little bit of a shopping haul. It's gonna be books, it's gonna be hair stuff, it's gonna be a little bit of makeup, and then I'm gonna cover Valentine's Day because I'm putting together a Valentine's Day basket for myself and my mother. She's my Valentine this year. I'm gonna show it to you, and Mom, if you're watching, at a certain point I'm gonna tell you to turn this off because I don't want you to see what I got until Valentine's Day arrives. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this entire video. Let's get started. So I'm gonna start with the books that I've read and finished during the month of January. I have 5 books to go over. One of them, I already donated it. It was actually a book that I DNF'd. I'm not afraid to DNF a book. I know some people are like, oh, it's hard to DNF a book. I have no problem saying this is not for me. See ya. I'm not gonna waste my time. But let's start with the books that I did like though, that I ended up finished reading. I started reading the Throne of Glass series in September, and I finished the series at the end of January, like the last day of January. So majority of the books that you'll see, apart from the one that I DNF'd, they are all from the Throne of Glass series. So the first book that I finished during the month of January was Queen of Shadows. This is I'm trying to like count in my head based on like the reading order because it's so different for everyone else. So this is the 5th, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the 5th book that I read in the Throne of Glass series. This is my favorite book in the series. Queen of Shadows was so good. I'm trying to think of what I could tell you without spoiling it for anyone who may be reading it or thinking about reading it. But basically you're following the assassin, Selena Sardathian, on her journey, and it's just so good. I really can't tell you anything without spoiling it. It's just amazing. Like the men in this book, the women in this book, everyone's just so great. So I loved it. It's like doesn't tell you anything. And then following that, I did do the tandem read. There's a tandem read chart for how to read these books. It's like 5 chapters of this one, and then it goes 1 chapter of Tower of Dawn, and then you just alternate back and forth before you finally finish it. And the thing about the tandem read is that it's like the story is taking place in 2 different places, but it's happening at the same time. So you'll follow half of the characters in this book and you'll meet some new ones, and then you'll also follow the other half of the characters in this book and meet some new ones as well. There's romance in this. There's talks of war. I will say some people will say that like they preferred Empire of Storms over Tower of Dawn in my Goodreads review that I posted. So let me back up. I gave this 5 stars because it was amazing. I gave this, I believe, 4.25 stars, and this one I gave 3.5. And the reason being, I said that like this one is definitely more faster paced and action packed as far as what's happening in the characters' lives and what they're dealing with. Whereas Tower of Dawn, it kind of like slows things down. You're following Kale, who is a character that you will meet earlier on in the series, and he is basically trying to heal himself. Like I'm like struggling to like not reveal too much. He's like healing himself, and he's also trying to help as they're like preparing to go to war and everything. And he meets this healer, and it's so good. This is so hard. This is definitely more slower paced. So I can see why people didn't like it, but I was happy that this like slowed things down and this things just like kept the momentum going. I said on my Goodreads, I was like, this is the inhale and this is the exhale. So I read those 2 together and really, really enjoyed them. And then I finished up with the grand finale, Kingdom of Ash. This is just where everything that you've been reading about from the first book all the way to the final one, it just all like finally comes to a head. I went through so many different emotions reading this book. It was just 900 pages of laughing and crying and getting pissed off and getting my heart ripped out and then getting it put back together again. I feel like Sarah J. Maas really stuck the landing when it came to finishing this story and just showing you how just the journey of so many different characters. I was never once feeling confused, which can happen really easily when you have so many different characters and so many different storylines, but she was able to make everything so seamless and moves so smoothly. I'm so impressed by this author. This is the first author whose books I've read that have been a part of like the fantasy genre. She popped my fantasy romancy cherry. Yeah, I loved it. I can't tell you too much. I could probably make like a non-spoiler review and a spoiler review video. I may do that, but anyways, I gave this 5 stars. It was epic. Those are the 4 books that I read in January. The 5th book, I'll put it like right here. It was called My Last Innocent Year, and it's basically about this girl. It's set in the 90s, and she's in college, and she's Jewish, and she is sexually assaulted by someone that she knows, and it kind of like sends her into a bit of this, like, I wouldn't call it a spiral, but it changes her. Like, of course it does. It's a traumatic thing. And she eventually goes on to meet and form a relationship with one of her professors, who is, oh my gosh, like if she's in her 20s, he's like 30s, 40s maybe. And the reason I DNF'd it was because I just didn't really care for the writing. It didn't really pull me in that much. And I said on my Goodreads account, I was like, if you're looking for something that has like a similar vibe to it, where it's like a teacher student relationship, and there's different there's like a power dynamic, and there's I hate to say sexual assault is involved, but it has that, like, that same subject material, I would recommend, I wonder if I have it with me. Ah, here she is. I would recommend My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This was the best book that I read in 2024. I read it in January of last year, and I've thought about it every day since. It is so good. I urge you to check the trigger warnings, because this is not a book that everyone will be able to stomach. It's just, it's heavy, and it covers grooming. So I felt that for the subject material, it's similar to My Last Innocent Year, but it's just so much better. So yeah, that's why I didn't really care for it. I felt like this author she crushed it. This book is so good, and I'll probably read it again at some point, no time soon. So yeah, those were the 5 books. I'm really proud of myself for reading 5 books in January. I'm such a slow reader. 5 to me is massive. I know there's people out there who can like do 10 books in a month, 15 books in a month. Shout out to you. Hopefully I'll get there one day, but 5, I'm just like... Now for the books that I want to read before this month is over. I don't know, I've been doing a lot of just like mood reading lately, so I'm just covering things that like I want to read that were a part of my 25 books I want to read in 2025 video, as well as just going, this interests me, this interests me. So the 2 books that I just started at the end of last month going into this month were The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, and this is the City of Gods and Monsters, part of the House of Devils series. I was having some like fantasy romancy withdrawals after finishing Kingdom of Ash and the entire Throne of Glass series, so like I only planned on just reading 1 book, and it was The Great Alone, but I just missed the fantasy world so much, so I picked this one up too. So I'm reading both at the same time. I'm just like doing like a couple chapters in this and a couple chapters in The Great Alone. I'm really enjoying it so far. This is set in the 70s, and it's about a family who moves, I believe in the beginning they're in Washington State, and then they move up to like remote and rural Alaska. That's really all I know. So where I'm at currently, like they've just arrived, and the various neighbors are kind of like helping them figure out, this is what you'll need because winter's coming and the elements here are extreme. I really like it so far. And then City of Gods and Monsters. So basically this girl, her name is Loren, and one of her friends is like abducted, and she's like, of course, trying to find her. And then we meet this guy, Darian Castle, who's like head of the, what's it called? The Dark Slayers? Head of Hell's Gate, the 7 Devils. So basically he's kind of like, if I could describe it, he kind of seems like some sort of like hitman, bounty hunter, I guess. And so he is tasked with having to track her down, realizes she's human, decides to protect her instead of like bring her in. And I think a romance develops over time. That's really the gist of what I got based on this synopsis. Yeah, like I said, I just started, and I'm hoping to finish these 2 before February is over. So I decided that since I was able to read 5 books in January, I was like, okay, let's go for 6. Like, I don't need to be overly ambitious. but I was like, if I can do 5, I can probably do 6. The other 4 books that I'm hoping to finish before February is over. I'd like to finish the rest of this series so far, the House of Devil series. I know that there's another one coming in May. I'm liking the first one so far, so I'm definitely hoping to finish the next 2 in the series. I want to continue into my Kristen Hanna era. This is also a book that I posted about for my 25 books I want to read before the year is over. So I definitely want to read and finish The Nightingale because I've heard so many things and I just want to see if the hype is real. Because, you know, Valentine's Day, February, let's do a romance. Let's do The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, the slow burn queen, I hear. I'm a big slow burn fan, so I'm excited. That's about it. Those are the 2 books I'm currently reading and the 4 books that I want to complete before we hit March. We'll see if I get there. I think I can. I think I can really just hunker down and commit, fingers crossed. If not, no worries. I'm not exactly reading to reach a goal. I'm just reading because I have so many books on my TBR and I want to read and get through them and just escape. Okay, let's talk about some of the shopping that I've been doing in the month of January. You actually kind of already saw what I've bought recently. So the House of Devil series, this is a series that I bought for myself. During the month of January, I was watching Mariana Moore's YouTube video where she did like a whole fantasy book guide, and that series was a part of the guide that she did, and I just really liked her explanation of the synopsis of these fantasy books, and I trust her. You know, like you see people and you're just like, I trust your judgment. I believe that, you know, you're hyping up a book that's worthy of being hyped. I decided to take her word for it and get the House of Devil series. And then I also pre-ordered Onyx Storm, the 3rd book in the Empyrean series. I have Iron Flame and Fourth Wings. They're sitting right here looking at me. I have not read either of those books yet, but I did pre-order this, so I'm a little crazy. It's so funny seeing like people review this book because I'm seeing either 1 star, hated it, never again will I read this book, or 5 star, love it, love the characters, love the story of it, yada yada. So I'm a little afraid going into this series, which I'm hoping to like get to at some point this year, because there's no in between. There's no 2, 3, 4 stars. People are either like, this book is the best or this book is the worst, and here's why. Hopefully I have a good reaction to it, or else I'm gonna feel like I wasted a ton of money on books that I probably shouldn't have bought. You live and you learn. I'm excited, and I thought like the sprayed edges, these are these dragons I keep hearing about. I have no idea, you guys. We'll get there when we get there. And then I also, based off of Mariana's recommendations, I picked up the, what is this called? The War of Lost Hearts series, trilogy by Carissa Broadbent. She said in her video that she recommends this to the Throne of Glass girlies. I am a Throne of Glass girly after I've already finished the series. So I heard that and I was like, oh, I need to read the series. I need to know what it's about. So basically this girl, Tisana, she escapes slavery and decides to come to, what are they called? The Orders. She wants to build up her skill set, essentially. And she is paired with this guy, Maxentarius Farleone, handsome and reclusive wielder who despises the Orders. He has to train her, and he's not too excited about having to train her. And there's a bunch of other stuff that happens. There's fantasy, there's romance, yada yada. And it's a completed trilogy series. So I picked this up as well. Hopefully I'll get to it. I mean, like I said, I have the 25 books that I want to read, but I may sneak these in at some point or another. My wallet's pretty angry at me, but books are a wonderful thing to have, and I feel like a massive TBR. That's a great problem to have, so I'm not exactly upset with myself over buying it. My wallet may be angry, but I'm happy. So that's it for like all the book stuff. Moving on to some other stuff that I've been purchasing lately. I've been doing a lot of hair oiling. I'm like really taking my hair growth journey seriously. I want it like down to my waist, like a mermaid. So I've been doing hair oiling. I'm going to show you some of the oils that I'm now incorporating into, you can see all my like stuff hanging on the wall, that I've been incorporating into my hair care routine. Watching a lot of hair oiling videos and learning about different hair oils and researching myself on like what ingredients do and do not work. I started using the Kerastase brand. So this is the Kerastase Generous Fortifying Serum. I will put this on my scalp every other night. I'll also use Kerastase Nutritive Supplement Scalp Serum. I can't talk. Kerastase Nutri Supplement Scalp Serum. as well. This one is for if you have a dry scalp, and this one is for like breakage and hair fall. My scalp does get dry. I'm not a girl who's like, you know how some people say their scalp gets oily. Mine does the opposite. So I'm all about hydrating my scalp and my hair as much as I can. I have noticed, you know, split ends, maintaining those, getting trimmed every now and then, and just limiting any like hair fall or hair breakage now that I am not wearing wigs as often as I used to. So I picked both of these up and I will oil my hair with them every other night. And then I also grabbed their Kerastase night serum. So you'll take 2 pumps of this and you'll put it all over your hair and your ends, not in your scalp. So these come out in, let's see, a little like test tubey vial, whereas the night serum is just like a pump. 2 pumps of it like lotion. That is what I've been using lately. You can find these at Sephora. I was shocked. I was like, this is what I get for not looking around enough because I love makeup, but I don't really spend a lot of time in like the hair care section. I'm usually looking at the makeup or looking at the skincare. Found these at Sephora. They are not cheap. I will say that. They're about like 60 bucks. Yeah. But I hear nothing but great things. I'm a black girl and I've got ethnic hair, and I have no complaints, and they smell really, really good too. I will keep you updated on how that works for me and what my hair is looking like in the next couple of weeks and couple of months. I've even got my mom hair oiling too. Something else that I bought that I want to show you. So this is so funny. So I was on TikTok and this girl was freaking out because her favorite mascara was like sold out at her local Ulta. And I heard that and I was like, ooh, wait, what is it? It was kind of like she regretted revealing it and that she should have gate kept this. It was such a funny video. What made me laugh even harder was that everyone in the comments was like, oh, are you talking about the FanFest mascara from Benefit? They were just like outing her. And there was a comment of hers that she did post where she did reveal what it was. She was so angry. I went to Ulta and I picked this up. This is the FanFest mascara by Benefit. Usually I use like the Maybelline Falsies mascara in the purple tube or the Fenty Beauty mascara. I haven't been wearing false lashes a lot lately. I've just been really enjoying my natural lashes, which you can hardly see because I don't have much. I need to start wearing like those serums to make them grow. This is the FanFest mascara and I just started using it this week and I really like it. This is what the brush looks like. That's what I'm talking about. I could totally understand why she was so upset because I kind of like this. Shout out to her. I'm sorry that she told people and now it's sold out everywhere. There were like 8 of them at my Ulta. So come to my Ulta, girl. I didn't have that problem. That's that for makeup. I believe I'm keeping tabs on what all I want to show you. Okay, birthday card. So I'm gonna be turning 30 this year and my mom and my friends and I are celebrating in California. So that's gonna be really fun. And I found this card off Etsy. Look at this card. How cute is this? I bought 2 of them. I bought one because I was like, I could write myself a little birthday card for like, hey, you're 30, blah, 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 that I can look back on when I'm older. And then I bought 2 because I was like, well, I'm not the only one turning 30 this year or within the next year, so I can also give it to my friends. Isn't this cute? It's from 13 going on 30, and I just thought it was so fun. And it was really cheap. I got it off Etsy, and I believe it was like $5 or $6. I picked that up for myself and for some friends, and I may get more, like I said, because I'm not the only one who's turning 30 this year, and it's like a recognizable film, so I thought that was really cute. Let's talk about Valentine's Day. I think that'll be it. Valentine's Day is coming up. I am doing a Valentine's Day basket for my mom. Mom, if you're watching, get out of here, okay? I don't want you to see this. I'm gonna show you what I got for my mom and for myself. So I first picked up, pull this out, I got 2 of them. These cute little baskets from Walmart. This is what I'm going to put the goodies into. And I'm gonna get like tissue paper and everything as well. Let me do a little Valentine's haul. Oh no, is it broken? How did I miss that? Do you see that hole? Okay, that'll be mine. I'm not giving my mom a broken basket. I'm ready to like turn into a Karen. How did I not notice this? Oh my gosh, that pisses me off. I'm not gonna let it ruin the video. We'll show you this will be the one I'll give my mother. I'll take the broken one. I'm not doing that to her. Anyways, I of course got some gummy candies. We don't really like chocolate. Like I'll do Snickers and I think my mom will too, or like Mounds. But for the most part, we're into like gummy bears, gummy worms. So I got the Haribo gummy hearts, and I love, oh my gosh, I love the Valentine's Day gummy bears. Like, this is the best thing about Valentine's Day for me. The Haribo Valentine's Day gummy bears are so good. So I picked these up, and then these are also for me. She doesn't really like the Nerds gummy clusters, but they have Valentine's Day themed Nerds gummy clusters. I usually do the blue bag when I am getting these, or I've done the 4th of July bag where like the clusters are red, white, and blue. Those are good too. I also picked up, oh yeah, a cute little Valentine's Day card for my mom. I'm gonna like write in it. It just says Happy Valentine's Day on the inside, but I'm gonna write her a cute little note. I also grabbed 2 different lip glosses from Summer Fridays at Sephora. So this one is Poppy. It's like this nice punchy red. Here we go. So that's what it looks like. That'll be really cute. And then I also grabbed the Pink Sugar Summer Fridays lip gloss as well. I already have one of these, so I just got one for her, because we are big time lip gloss people. I thought that would be a nice cute little gift to put into the basket. And I got these little mini bottles of Proseco. I thought that would be a really nice touch. I didn't get like wine glasses. We already have wine glasses, but I thought that would be really sweet to throw in as well. And then this is my mom. So I love Patrick Ta. Their blushes are just top tier for me. I use so many of them. So I picked up this blush. This is called She's Vibrant. I got her very first Patrick Ta blush. Look at that. Isn't that cute? That's just really gonna make her cheeks pop. And then the final thing that I'm getting, this cute little Touchland hand sanitizer. It's in the scent Wild Watermelon. The lady at the front was like, this is the best scent. So that, I was like happy to hear it. That are like some of the little gifts I got from my mom for Valentine's Day. Thinking about getting some earrings as well. There's a brand that I really like. They're called Bauble Bar, and they have so many really cute like Valentine's Day themed earrings. So hopefully I can order those in time before they arrive, or before Valentine's Day, and that'll be a part of the cute little basket. So I thought that would be nice. Valentine's Day, it's always just geared towards couples, but that's like not the only love that's out there. So I really want to do something fun for my mom and just show her that I love her and she's my Valentine, and I just think she's the coolest. So that is everything that I had to show you and talk about in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that you saw. I will list down all that I reviewed and my Goodreads account if you want to keep up with me and the books that I'm reading throughout the year and throughout this month. I update that all the time. I just give my raw and unfiltered thoughts on my Goodreads account. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.